Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome to another edition of What's in the Bag, Jay? Now, this is the segment where I pick 6 movies from my collection that I've never seen, write their names on a piece of paper, throw them in the bag, draw one out at random, and do a short review. Now, returning from last week with my Freddy vs. Jason Trusty Die is Antidote. But making its debut this week is Manhattan Baby. Yes, I've never seen Manhattan Baby, but I am a Fulci fan. This is a recent pickup, and I guess one of the reasons why I've never really watched it is because I haven't heard great things about it. I haven't heard that this is one of his better films, so I kind of put it off. But we also have Dark Room. This one looks like fun. Of course, backed by popular demand is Stripperland. I've had a few YouTubers who asked me to do a review for this, so I put it back in the drawing. Devil's Express, which I just got recently, and had a request from my friend Eric, Last Venom 76, to do a review for it, so it's in the drawing. And a recent pickup, Nightmare at Noon. Now, this just got a Scream Factory release, but I saw it and didn't hardly pay anything for it, so pretty happy to have it. So, of course, we know what we do now. We throw the names in the bag. While definitely vote, guys. Don't be shy. If you guys want me to bring a certain movie back, definitely vote for it. And I will do my best to try to see that happens. Now, I give the bag a good tussle. And getting ready to stick my hand in the bag, draw one out at random, and let's see what we got. We have Manhattan Baby. Okay. So this one I'm going to put aside while I put all these side by side and get ready to roll the die. The Freddy vs. Jason die. To see what comes back next week. Alright, let's see what we got here. 4 movies are going to come back next week. If it was all 5, we would have all 5. But so I'm going to draw 4 out at random. Give the bag another good tussle. And let's see what we end up with. Dark Room. Stripperland. Antidote. And last but certainly not least, Devil's Express. So Nightmare at Noon goes bye-byes. If you guys want it to return next week, definitely let me know, and I will put it back in for next week. But now I'm going to take a look at Manhattan Baby and come back with a short review later. Well, I just watched Manhattan Baby, and here are my thoughts. Manhattan Baby is a 1982 film which runs approximately 89 minutes and is also known as Eye of the Evil Dead. This, of course, was directed by the late, great Lucio Fulci, who passed away on March the 13th of 1996 at the age of 68. Now, some of the films that he was responsible for creating was Door to Silence, Demonia, Cat in the Brain, The New York Ripper, The Gates of Hell trilogy, and The Black Cat. Now, this stars Christopher Connolly, Laura Lenzi, Brigitte, and I'm going to try to pronounce this last name, Bacoli, and Giovanni Ferrazzi as Tommy. If that sounds familiar, Tommy is the very, very annoying blue-eyed, blonde-haired kid who was atrociously dubbed, had his voice dubbed in the House by the Cemetery. That was just terrible. Now, this also stars Carlo Di Maio as Luke, and he I recognize from some of the other movies. Of course, House by the Cemetery, The Other Hell, City of the Living Dead, and Contamination. Of course, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed kid Tommy was in Demons, A Blade in the Dark, and, as I said, atrociously overdubbed in the House by the Cemetery. This was made for $300,000. And here's a brief synopsis on the film. While the family is taking a trip to Egypt, the daughter, whose name is Susie, is given a kind of like an amulet by it looks kind of like a witch. That's what I'm assuming it is, a witch anyway. They never really go into it, but while that's happening, the father is actually exploring a tomb. It kind of seems like he's a bit of an archaeologist or he's a professor, but he's trying to figure out what the writings on a stone mean. So he is in like a pyramid, and kind of plays out like Indiana Jones, where he throws a few switches and him and his friend end up in the bottom of like a trap or a pit, where it's really actually a very cool scene. His friend is impaled with spikes, and he is blinded by the Eye of Evil, which is what the amulet is. Now, the family goes back home. The daughter still has the amulet, and weird things start happening in the house. And I'm kind of going to leave it there. It's one of those everything and the kitchen sink thrown in, which were so popular in the 80s, like The Witchery and Ghost House, stuff like that. Now, the guy who... the mother apparently is a reporter, and she works with the guy who plays Luke, which is Carlo Di Maio, who was in some of the other films. I instantly recognized him. His character just annoyed me to no end. He's kind of like a magician, a goof, a clown. He's always playing tricks in the office. And he comes over to check on the family. He ends up going upstairs and kind of instantly killed and ends up in Egypt through some kind of a teleportation or wormhole or something. But that kind of made me laugh because his character was so freaking annoying. I actually couldn't wait for him to be dispatched. But yeah, there's the annoying kid, Tommy. But anyway, this is an interesting film, and I was actually quite surprised that this one got by me because I do love Lucio Fulci. I guess the reason why I've never really watched it is because I haven't really heard a lot of good things about it. It's a fun movie. I definitely like a lot of his films a lot better than this one, but it is definitely a fun movie. Definitely worth checking out. Now, the Blue Underground DVD has an interview which I actually thought was quite interesting, was with the co-writer, let's see if I can pronounce his name, Dardano Salcetti, but he is, let's see if I'm pronouncing that right, because I can't read my handwriting. Oh, Sacchetti. Dardano Sacchetti. It's a 9-minute interview, and it's actually pretty interesting. But yeah, this is a fun movie. I would say definitely pick it up and check it out. I know Blue Underground actually did a Blu-ray of this one. Like I said, it's not the best Fulci film, but it is fun. Definitely worth checking out. So I'm going to give this one, a 7.5. And I'm grading it against other Fulci films. But, yeah, so if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.